Welcome everyone to Under the
Hey.
Tea.
You gotta say go.
It has been a somewhat of a slow week for VTuber drama. Well, not really like slow. There's always something going on, but it's been a slow week for anything gigantic. Nobody's tearing each other's hair out and trying to use it to ingratiate their own subscriber base. How are you two doing today?
We are doing fantastic. Even if we're hags.
Even if wow.
Hag supremacy.
Yeah. Wow. See, Lumi's just gonna take that out on you later when you play Smite together. Oh goodness. I hope chat's doing good. No, yeah, again, this week was there was a lot of little things, and chat, just for you, well, not just for you, for everybody, I built a docket of topics. Some of them we
added random stuff.
Yeah, we added a bunch of random stuff. Some of it's VTubers, some of it's not. And we're gonna talk about as much as we want to in the time that we've set aside for everybody.
Hey, you chat.
Here, I need to
Thanks
bring
for
up your
dropping
chat.
by.
I keep forgetting you have yours pulled up too. Tell me in
I have a
chat
mini chat.
if we're loud enough. I keep needing to increase the volume little by little to make sure that people can actually hear us. So chat, let us know if you can hear us on YouTube. I'm playing with Beyblades. Nice. Oh goodness. No,
Do you remember, Scout, the Beyblades that you could control? It was like a remote control.
Oh, I remember those.
They were great.
I
They didn't
remember.
work very well.
Do you remember
but-
those little ball toys that transformed when you threw them onto a magnetic mat?
Bakugan.
Yeah, Bakugan. Those things were cool. I thought it was.
I liked them because they were like little transformers.
Yeah. Oh man, it was so cool. And now they don't sell them anymore. It's really sad. But I remember, like, there was the tiny ones that everybody had like a shit ton of, and I was obsessed with the big ones because the big ones, like, they were
Oh, the
beefier.
jumbo.
Yeah, the jumbo ones, they were beefier, and it felt like they had more of an impact when you rolled them on the ground. So I liked those ones.
Bakugan was the day where everybody wanted to, like, because nowadays, right, when people make like a card game, they're perfectly fine just making another card game to add on to the pile of them.
Yeah.
But back in the day, everybody wanted their card game to be unique.
Mm-hmm.
So Bakugan, because people forget, Bakugan was a card game.
That's right, it was a card game. I did completely forget that.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
But the cards were like metal plates, and you would roll your Bakugan onto the card. And that was the gimmick that, like, set it aside from, like, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh man, that's great. Holy cow.
Then I've talked about it before, but one of the ones I liked, their gimmick was they were one of the first ones to do online card games.
Uh-huh.
It was chaotic. If I think about it, it probably was the very first one to have an online card game.
That's really crazy.
Bakugan was more popular in America than Japan, to the point the new episodes came out in English first. That is interesting.
That is a first. Interesting. Yeah, it's very
No,
interesting.
there's a couple of those, like, kids anime that popped off in America and never really picked up in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Also, fun fact, in Beyblade, Christianity is canon, and Beyblade spit the Red Sea.
Well, isn't Christianity canon in Yu-Gi-Oh as well?
Not really.
Like they use Christian symbols.
It's still detheistic in Yu-Gi-Oh!
All of them are canon.
Because, like, all the Egyptian gods are real. But they're just Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters.
They're just Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. They couldn't make Jesus a monster. That they had a hard line.
We're still waiting for Smite to do that.
I'm gonna be honest. It's one of those things where I kind of understand that, like, you know, Jesus is a little bit different from other cultures' gods, because other cultures' gods look like monsters, and Jesus is just a dude. So some people are probably like, well, what?
No,
what...
there's lots of just dudes in Smite. I think the issue is Christianity isn't detheistic, it's monotheistic, and it makes it very difficult to have like a, because they don't want a god, they want a pantheon.
They want a pantheon.
And Christianity doesn't really have a pantheon. Unless we started going through like some of the old Christian stuff, like Leviathans and things like that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just making sure the YouTube stream was giving me some weirdness there, but it is live. Perfect.
It's always live.
It's always live.
Bakugan is on its second reboot. I didn't know it was still going on. I thought it was dead.
That's crazy.
Oh, chat, you guys can remind me. There was one where you would make like a little Gundam looking thing and you would shoot metal marbles out of it. It was
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Ironically super fun, but I can't remember what it was called.
I don't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yes, it was. It was also kind of like a weird Japanese looking thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
It had a Game Boy game that I played all the time. It was the most amazing thing ever. Beat 'em on, thank you.
Beat 'em on. Okay, I need to look up a picture of this because I forgot. Beat 'em on. Oh my gosh, yes. They were little robots that had the hole in their chest and you shot the balls out of them. What are you trying?
They were amazing.
Were you trying to knock them over, or what were you trying to do with them?
You had like little plates on the side of your beat 'em on, and you were trying to shoot the other person's plates off.
Here, chat. Let me zoom out so you can see this here. Nope, that's the wrong button. There we go. There you go, chat. There's a beat 'em on.
Beat 'em ons were great.
Oh, that is awesome.
I only had one because they were kind of expensive because they are sort of big, and my family was poor, so.
That's awesome.
I could have one beat 'em on or 3 Beyblades, and I chose beat 'em on.
I'm not trying to make fun of the name, but the name is kind of funny. Just a tiny bit. Oh goodness. Lumi, what was the toys of your childhood?
I like the original My Little Ponies myself.
There we go, the ones with the brushable hair.
Yes,
the super
ones with the
brushy
brushable hair.
Did you have all of the accessories for them?
I didn't care about the accessories. I just wanted the actual ponies themselves. So I had like almost all of them.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
I kind of wish I did.
didn't learn
Gen
this.
1. I was a Gen 1 fan. It was great.
I didn't learn this until later in life when my grandmother had me help her sort some stuff in her shed. But my mother was obsessed with those troll doll things.
Oh, yeah, the ones with the big hair. Yeah.
She had multiple crates of troll dolls.
Wait. Multiple crate? How big are these crates are you talking?
Like the standard tubs you would buy from like Target or Walmart to store stuff in.
So the big,
like that size.
5
3
gallons?
3 or 4 of those.
Jeez. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, they all look the same.
I mean, there might be slightly colored differently. But
To me, they all look the same.
Man, that's crazy.
You know, it was wild.
Oh, goodness.
Chat, if you're over on YouTube, tell us in the comments section, what was your childhood toy?
Chat, what's your childhood toy? You can count books. Count books if you really want to.
If you do books, you have to do a book series. You can't just do, I like the books.
Well, speaking of books, let's talk about favorite book series. Let's see. Lemony...
Oh, I don't read.
Lemony Snicket was a good one.
I'm illiterate.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
I guess when I got older, Lord of the Rings. Percy. Well, I read Percy Jackson early, but both sort of.
City of Bones.
City of Bones.
The movie fucking sucked. I hated it.
Did Transformers have books, or is it? I'm guessing
Yeah.
those are just toys.
They
Hot
had,
Wheels.
comics.
So chat. I didn't really have Hot Wheels. I own one Hot Wheel, and it is because they made a special edition of the Mario van from the new movie. As the only one I own because it actually looks cool. Popples. What are popples? Never heard of that before.
That sounds made up. I don't believe it.
It looks kind of like, oh, they're plushy dolls. They kind of have the troll hair aesthetic, but they're like little furry dolls. Yeah. See, when we were the 2000s, 2010s, we had a lot of weird niche things in them. Some of them better than others, obviously. Are we talking about toys? Toys or books? Because yes.
Whatever it was in your childhood that was your shit.
Yes. Oh, excuse me.
Tell us about your shit, chat.
Yes, we're just wasting a few minutes while people filter in, and then we'll get started. I mean, while Chad is thinking about that, we can start on. So again, like I said, I made a docket, and I actually wanted to bring up the tweet for this because I thought it was very funny. Lumi, have you heard of the "I choose the bear" trend?
No.
No. Okay.
So let me. Not very non-political topic. A non-political feminist woman made a thread about how women are safer with wild bears than they are with men.
Okay, that's
Just
funny.
because statistically women are killed less by bears.
Yeah, let me read it. This is by an account called Atheist Girl. Very emo. They say the chances of being injured by a bear are approximately 1 in 2.1 million, according to the National Park Service. You're more likely to be killed by a bee than a bear, and way more likely to be killed by another human than by either a bear or bee. And when a bear encounter happens, they are most often non-violent. Every 68 seconds in America, a woman is sexually assaulted. On average, there are 463,000 victims, age 12 or older, of rape or sexual assault each year in the United States. And she ends it off by saying hashtag I choose the bear.
And this led to a bunch of women saying, actually, this was a thought experiment to try and get men to understand why sometimes we feel unsafe around them.
A lot of people actually took this really seriously, saying that, like, yes, queen, I would choose the bear. You choose the bear. And I don't understand. I don't understand the thinking here. We were even discussing this earlier with some friends.
Yeah, no, chat's already got it up. Not a lot of people go near wilderness.
No.
That's something a lot of people were trying to explain to this lady, is, you know, you might see more people dead by bears if more people spent time near bears.
Pretty much. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's very bizarre. Alson winning. I guess Halson is a bear druid, so that works.
I completely forgot about the whatchamacallit, Baldur's Gate bear.
The bear sex scene, yes. They just
Chat,
needed...
all you need to know about this is that women on Twitter would rather have sex with animals than they would with men.
Pretty much.
I mean, there was a chick that was recently rearrested for dog things.
Oh no.
There's always
Is
more
she-
dog things.
Was she white? Please tell me she was white.
Yes.
They're always white, chat.
Not fighting the white woman allegations.
Only white girls, chat. Mizu's model is lagging. It shouldn't be.
It's lagging on my stream.
Oh. It might be you. 1 frame per Mizu. Oh, what is that at? And it's just yours.
No, that's just my computer.
Oh. Is your computer okay?
Yeah, it's just dying. It's okay, got chat. My computer's just dying. It's not a big deal.
I think I know why it's dying.
I do.
Oh no, I know why it's dying. Loomies is fine, yes. She's
Lumi
just
has a
not
better computer
moving.
than Mizu.
No. I would have turned down the settings there. Anyway, chat. All you need to know is don't fuck with bears, alright? Let's give you some
Stop trying to have sex with bears, women.
Pretty much. Let me tell you some fast facts about bears, alright? If you encounter a bear in the wilderness, if they are a grizzly bear, you obviously need to intimidate them so that they don't fuck with you. If it is a regular black bear, you need to pretend that you're dead and hope that they don't come try and play with you.
If it's a polar bear, you're dead.
Yeah, if it's a polar bear, you might as well just go play around because you're dead anyway.
You've already found out, so now you have to fuck around.
Uh-huh. Pretty much.
Polar bear works in reverse.
Chinese, but how about eating the felines? No, we don't eat cats here. No, but do not, don't listen to these stupid people.
Do not fuck the bears.
Don't fuck the bears. Yeah, I feel like every single day that I'm exposed to these kinds of people on Twitter, I am forced to like realize that maybe growing up in my sheltered environment was good for me, because my mother knew how to slap out the stupid in me, and it seems like these people did not grow up with that. You two turned out fine though, so you know sometimes the public school system works. But no, chat, do not approach bears. Do not approach bears.
Play the song? Oh, the song.
What song?
White girls
Oh,
fuck
you know what?
dogs.
Hold on, chat. I'll play it on YouTube. I'll play it on YouTube. Just for you. Just for you, YouTube. But that was I stand with bears, chat. I genuinely am worried that some random woman is gonna approach a bear thinking that they're gonna be safe with it. Do you think somebody's actually gonna be that stupid?
Probably.
People already are that stupid. Like, oh, teddy bears, they're so cuddly and fluffy. I'm gonna go hug one.
Oh, you're I mean, because here's the thing. Some bears can be domesticated to a point, I feel like, because
No.
that's why I said to a point. Because I'm pretty sure that if they recognize you'll feed them, they'll probably be nice. But if you miss feeding them, they'll probably eat you.
I've got to correct your misinformation, Akko. No.
Okay, fair enough.
Wild animals can never be truly domesticated. It is always a matter of time before they fall back on their instincts and just maul whatever the fuck is in front of them.
Well, there we go. Even if raised in captivity?
Yes.
Oh. Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess we're just thinking of cats
You see
here.
all the time, like, lion tamers and tiger trainers getting eaten by their animals.
Fair enough.
Even though they're, like, plenty well-fed.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, chat, don't mess with bears. If you see Winnie the Pooh, leave him alone. Oh gosh. Most probably born from some peanut butter abuse in white. What? Peanut butter abusing? Wait, I don't know what you mean by that. Hi, hello, Cryo.
They're saying the bear question was probably born from a peanut butter abusing white woman.
Okay. I see. Okay.
Because the meme is they rub peanut butter on their genitals to get dogs to lick it off.
Oh, we're literally listening to the dog song right now. I get it.
I've got to spell it out for you.
You do, chat. You have to spell it out for me. Oh gosh. All right.
Chat, stop making things that are like subtle, because then I'm gonna have to say it out loud.
You will. You absolutely 100% will. Speaking of speaking, I'll use that as my cool transition here. Elon is changing the block system on Twitter /X.
To a very based system.
Yes, and I find it kind of funny. Basically, now, you can correct me if my interpretation of this is wrong, but basically, if you block somebody, they will not see your tweets anymore, but you can still see their tweets in case they say something mean about you. Am I understanding that right?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You just made this so much more complicated than it was.
Okay, let me bring it up then, because that's how I understood it.
Even if you block somebody, they can see you talking shit about them.
Let's see.
That's it.
Okay, here's what it says. If a user who has blocked you replies to one of your posts, you will now be able to see the reply. This will allow you to identify and report potential bad content you previously could not view. Yeah, so basically, if you block somebody, you can still see their stuff in your replies. And some people are very upset by this.
Of course they are.
And I mean, it's kind of understandable. If you block somebody, you really don't want to see their content. And it is understandable that, like, some people be upset with it. I think it's kind of funny. Just because the whole blocking thing, I feel like Elon has pushed it around a lot, making people scared for their lives that they're gonna have to deal with people that they block. But I don't know. Twitter's about to go up in flames. We will see. I mean, here's the thing. Twitter.
People have been saying Twitter's gonna go up in flames since Elon bought it.
Many a moon.
And they keep saying we're gonna move, and they never do.
They never do. No.
Because there isn't a Twitter alternative that does what Twitter does.
Pretty much.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna leave YouTube. No, you're not, because there's no, like, yeah, there's other video sharing sites, but there's none that does all the very specific things included here.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
The only guy that has actually done that and been successful is Crowder, and he moved to Rumble, and now he's doing supposedly well. He's the only guy I know that switched to an alternative, and it actually worked out. Nobody else has been able to do it, because it just doesn't work. That's not how it happens. Chat. So, I don't know.
Coco, what are you doing?
I don't know. I think, you're gonna see a lot of people upset. See, what's funny is, a long time ago, he just wanted to say, I don't want block to be a thing on the platform, period. And people brought up, well, if you take away the block function, your app can't be on the App Store. I actually don't know how true that is, because people said that you need some sort of block function on your app. And so this seems to be his, how do you say? This seems to be his solution for that. Just like, oh, okay, I still want to see your replies, but I can. It feels like this is him doing this because he wants to block people, but still see what they say. I don't know. But I think people are gonna definitely abuse this, and I'm interested to see what happens. I'm ready to see all the people that talk about it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, mute system works better than blocking, honestly, because you actually don't see the people that you mute. You still see people that you block.
I agree. No, I agree. I've blocked people before, and I still see their tweets. Or people block me, and I still see their tweets, which is crazy. And it's only after I click it that that I recognize that I'm blocked still. But it is very crazy to, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. The platform's always evolving. People keep saying, oh, we're gonna boycott Twitter, and it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen, chat. It's like the dislike button being taken away. It kind of looks like that. Excuse me. The only difference between mute and block is you tell them that you're blocked, while the mute doesn't tell them. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mute so many people. People probably don't even know that I don't even see their stuff anymore. Because I don't. And they just scream into the void. And personally, I feel like that's funnier. Mute button works for me. Well, there you go, chat. There you go.
Mute button's all you really need.
Oh yeah, I used again. When the drama happened, I for a while rescinded my blocking policy and just started blocking people. And it wasn't because I didn't want to see them. It was because they were acting so unhinged that I felt like blocking was the only way to get them to stop. Because some people don't stop unless you push them actively to. And then
you have to force them to stop.
Yeah. And then I immediately unblocked them all when I learned that blocking people hurts your reach. So, now I don't block anybody. But yeah. I don't know. Chat, that'll be a funny thing. Whenever Elon Musk makes a change, it's always fun to watch how people collectively lose their shit over it. Sad that women are more scared of me when I'm an introvert. But yeah, that is the Musk thing. Let's see here. Ooh, Mizu, I know you saw this. Do you want to talk about League of Legends and System 32? Chat, don't delete System 32 if League of Legends tells you to. Mizu?
Oh, so for those of you who don't know, League of Legends has a anti-cheat that is very controversial, and it has always been very controversial. It's called Vanguard. I don't really know who makes it. I haven't looked too deep into it. I just know it is constantly causing problems. But they decided putting it on their game Valorant wasn't enough. They wanted it on League of Legends too. So they moved it to League of Legends and also updated Vanguard on the same day with some new features. Apparently, under Vanguard's new shit, it, for some reason, reads System 32 as, like, bad. So it was telling people to delete their System 32 file. The other one it was doing was apparently I guess it just assumes anyone who has a virtual machine on their computer is trying to cheat. But NVIDIA, if you have an NVIDIA card and you download NVIDIA Now is considered a virtual machine.
Yes.
So Vanguard was detecting basically anybody with an NVIDIA card as a cheater. Some people were saying it was bricking computers as well. I didn't look too deep into that.
If it actually breaks computers, I would like to... what kind of recourse could
breaking computers, to roll back to the other thing, do not delete System 32. If you don't know what System 32 is, it's basically the brain of your computer's software. If you delete System 32, your computer's not going to work.
No. Isn't it like if you delete System 32, you like need a new motherboard? Or like, what? How fucked is your computer if you delete that?
Your computer is fucked.
Like, do you need to buy a new computer?
We're not a diagnostics team here. Your computer is fucked.
Okay. Temp, how fucked is your computer if you delete System 32? Can you, like, reinstall it with a boot disk? Like, can you reinstall it? How does that... Because I know that when I bought and built my first computer, I had to install the operating system onto it. So I don't know if, like, this can be reinstalled. Because you have the, what is it, the BIOS? And
BIOS?
it
Yeah.
just breaks Windows? Okay, so if it just breaks Windows, you just reinstall Windows. But here's the thing. Not a lot of people know how to do that. Especially not me. I had to be walked through it. So don't delete System 32. That's the dumbest thing. Oh man. See, what's funny is it reminds me, there were people that often troll on the internet saying, hey, delete System 32 to get this to work. I think I remember that was during the days where 4chan was being quote unquote trolled by Tumblr, and then Tumblr was tricked into deleting some of their System 32. So, yeah, it's a bad idea. Don't do it, chat.
Which was funny.
It was pretty damn funny.
They're Tumblr. They deserve it.
Yeah, Tumblr deserves everything that they get. I'm sorry.
Especially when they decided to pick a fight with 4chan. Like, that was dumb.
Don't pick a fight with 4chan. You just bow down and say we love you, 4chan. I know a mod from 4chan. They're very nice. So, I'd say that people from 4chan are mostly nice.
Yeah, but you found a Janny. Jannies aren't people.
I mean, fair. They just help out, make sure the automotive board stays good.
They sweep it up for free.
I don't know. I haven't really asked them what they do specifically. I just know that they help out. I'd have to do research, but you might have to do a fresh install of Windows. Yeah, again, like, knowing what I know about computers, having to reinstall Windows isn't that bad. But the regular layman, which is the majority of the population, doesn't know how to do that. Riot is telling players to delete System 32. No, their anti-cheat that they installed onto League is telling people to do that. And I believe that NVIDIA came out today and said, hey, this is a thing that's happening. Please don't listen to the anti-cheat. Mizu, didn't you say that Riot was also
No,
like,
NVIDIA
part of
just
it?
said that it was marking their virtual machines as a problem and that they were looking into it.
Okay, there we go.
That's all they said. There was nothing extra.
All right. Well, hopefully Riot comes out and says, we are so sorry that this happened. Please don't get mad at us. Are they really hitting people with the press Alt plus F4 to pause the game? I mean, to a worse degree, I guess you could say. But yes, technically, you wouldn't be able to System 32 DLL because it's Windows Essential file. So Windows will actually tell you you're not allowed to delete it as long as Windows is running. Well, then how do you get rid of it? I mean, if it's telling you to delete it and you press yes, does it actually delete it? I would assume then if it just, I don't know.
It would...
That's a good question.
I feel like it would have to do another check.
Because I know that, like, you can go into Task Manager and shut down essential parts of the Windows operating system. Like, you can tell some of the bits and
yeah,
pieces.
but that's Windows forcing itself to shut down.
Right.
Windows... Because that happens because Windows gives itself all permissions to do everything.
Right. But what I mean is, if you can force it to shut down certain parts of itself, then maybe you can delete it, or maybe it's just hard ingrained to say if it asks for this, you cannot do it as long as Windows is running. I don't know. Burn Riot's anti-cheat. Honestly, burn all anti-cheats. I have not found an anti-cheat that doesn't suck. I mean, especially with the one that got hacked recently and allowed cheaters to install hacks on other people's computers. I would say that anti-cheats are just objectively a bad thing. They only help... Honestly, they really only help out the company. I especially after seeing...
To be fair, there are two anti-cheats I have seen never really have an issue. And that's Easy Anti-Cheat and InProtect.
Which one's InProtect again?
InProtect is Nexon's that they use on all their games.
Isn't that the one that Helldivers uses?
What?
Isn't that Helldivers anti-cheat?
I believe they use InProtect as well, yeah.
Okay.
It's a Korean company. I think it spawned out of Nexon and then became its own company, which is why they kept the N.
Alright.
But as far as I know, it's never had any issues, other than people accusing it of having too much permissions.
I do remember the Easy Anti-Cheat and that one are pretty much okay.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't trust any other anti-cheats.
I think the issue is anti-cheats are overused. Because there are games that are basically just single-player games, and like, we put an anti-cheat in it. It's like, why?
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. It's just like, I don't need this. You don't need this. What are we doing here?
Why are we anti-cheating my single-player game? I'm allowed to cheat if I want.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. I really hate, especially like, well, what was it? Monster Hunter has it on there. It's just like, I understand that you don't want people to cheat, but this is Monster Hunter, the game where you're supposed to be collaboratively helping each other to kill stuff. If somebody's cheating, you can just leave. I don't know.
The problem with Monster Hunter is they didn't target cheats; they targeted mods.
Oh, that's
Which is
even
just
worse. That is worse.
They were mad that people were modding the girls to have bigger titties.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, chat, do not listen to your computer if it says we must delete System 32. I can't believe that. That is just so funny. Oh, man. So yeah, Vanguard sucks. Let's see. do you want to talk about Stellar Blade now, or do you want to talk about some other little stuff?
What would you like to talk about, Stellar Blade?
I honestly just wanted to talk about it coming out, its perception, and kind of the stuff that's happened around it.
I mean, we can.
Okay. So, chat. I'm sure that you all know what Stellar Blade is. Brand new. It's Korean, right? It was made by Korean, but yeah. It's a brand new Korean game. I'm pretty sure out of all of us, Lumi is the only one that has played it. Lumi, do you like the game?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of game is it? It's not like, a Soulsborne. It's a what?
Nier. It's
Okay.
like Nier.
It's like Nier. Okay, so it's a Nier-like game. So then action adventure, basically. And for the most part, I feel like it's pretty non-controversial. It looks like a pretty good game. The girl in the game is pretty hot. I would say a lot of people find her nice. And I think the best part is... well, let me back up. I think the best part of the game was the fact that they used a real woman to make the model of the game. Somebody... I remember listening... I don't remember who it was, but somebody said that she looks like she was plastic surgery. I don't know if that's true. I want to say... I don't know, but I want to say that she's not. But you never know. I don't know. But she looks pretty natural to me.
It doesn't matter if she is or isn't.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It doesn't matter because...
I think that's the thing. You get mixed up in too many conversations where people bring you down, bringing up stuff that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of it, if you hire a model to come in and model for a character, it doesn't matter if she's fake. Like
That's
if she's
true.
had work done or not. You hired the model to come in and do it, so you're gonna use what the model.
Fair enough. It was Oh, that's right. Josh said it during his podcast. That's right. I wanted to talk about something he said. So the game, it has had basically controversy ever since they revealed the model because it's not conforming to, in my opinion, it doesn't really conform to the West's standard of a video game, which is very shitty in my opinion. A lot of games in the Western sphere suck, and so for a lot of people it's been a breath of fresh air. One thing that they kind of campaigned on and marketed to is that it is going to be completely uncensored upon release, and a lot of people were excited for that. I can understand why, especially considering that, you know, censorship sucks and you don't want to... Like, if they advertise that the girl's gonna have half the titty out, I want the game to come out with half the titty out.
Yes.
So... the game comes out, and there's a whole lot of buzz around it. A whole lot of journalists are upset because the game is hypersexual against women, and it comes out and it's censored. Not like too badly. From what I understand, the only things that have been censored is they toned down the gore, which does make sense because it's a rated M game. And they changed some of the costumes to have different looks to them. So I honestly don't understand why. I think it was because that they weren't so revealing. I want to say that's really the only reason why. And understandably, a lot of people were kind of upset by that. Now, to be honest, I feel like some censorship can be done... what am I looking for? You can do it nicely, I guess you could say, like adding thigh highs to Mithra in Xenoblade. But I also think that censorship is wrong on any front, and so a lot of people have started to complain about it. One of them is Mark Kern, or Grums, who you're gonna have to correct me on this. Was he a developer for Blizzard, or what did he do when he worked at
He was a
Blizzard?
developer on World of Warcraft.
He was a developer on
Lead
World
developer.
of Warcraft. There we go. So he was one of the big guys that did World of Warcraft. And he has been very big on this train of fixing this censorship. He's been very proactive in promoting a change.org petition saying that we need to have Sony reverse this change and all that stuff. And a lot of people have been very passionate about it, to the point where they are, you know, obviously there's people that are going to be for and against it. And he's been criticized quite a lot, to the point where he's gotten death threats. And the one that I thought that was really crazy is, before this one, somebody basically made a tweet saying, I will pay, I think it was like $20,000. And I'm quoting this here, YouTube. I'm quoting this. Somebody said, and I quote, I will pay $20,000 to make this man disappear on Twitter. Now, when it's on Twitter and it's some random idiot that says that, I wouldn't put too much stock in it because random idiots on Twitter, in my opinion, can't really influence things as hard as they might think. But I would still report the tweet anyway. If somebody makes a blatant threat of physical life, that's bad. But after that, a political streamer, her name is Denims, I think. Yeah, her name is Denims, and she is an OnlyFans model. She decided to watch a clip of Asmongold reacting to Rev Sesdesu, who was reporting on the situation, and while she was watching the clip, she basically paused and said, I will actually up this bounty to $30,000, and you also have to make her tits bigger. Kind of like throwing a joke in at the end there.
That was her in Minecraft.
Yes. And it didn't go very well for her. Now, chat, let me just say this. Don't do that. Ever. Do not threaten somebody's life and then also say that you're going to add money on top of it later, because that is a felony in the United States. I don't remember what somebody actually sent me the actual number for the law that is, but that is like soliciting to do criminal activity, and I believe the minimum sentence is a year in prison. So don't do that. Period.
It's important to understand, chat, with US law, what the law normally looks for is like willfulness and intent is kind of what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you add money to it, that kind of looks like intent.
Yeah, so didn't go over very well. Is that a call to action? Yes, it kind of is a call to action. And again, I'll be honest with you, I can't tell if she was being serious or not. When it comes to these political streamers, like what's his name, Hassan, I honestly can't tell if they're being serious or not because of just how crazy and insane they are acting. It's why you don't fire in exactly. So a lot of people, Grums especially, was very upset by that and started reporting her. I know that Asmongold said that he reported her Twitch to Twitch staff, and she immediately locked down everything. Which is, you know, if I committed a federal crime, I would probably do the same thing. Go ahead, Mizu.
No, I just said it was funny. She made a big mistake with that.
Oh yeah, she made an absolutely horrible mistake. I just...
Very not smart, girl.
Very not smart. And I'll be honest with you, this kind of worries me, just a tad, because like we have gotten to the point in the world where people are so comfortable with crimes that they might not even know that they're committing crimes. And I don't know why she didn't think about that. And maybe it's just because, you know, streamer mindset, people are all really stupid and they don't think about what they're saying when they're on camera. But do you... I don't know. I don't want to generalize or assume, but she is an OnlyFans girl. And nothing against people that like to sell their body online, but she sounded like such an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know, man. Chat, do you think anything will happen to this girl? Press 1 if you think that anything will happen. And by anything, I mean loses an account for a couple of days, up to getting arrested. Press 2 if you think press 2 if you think nothing will happen. I would like her to go to jail as well, because she committed a crime. I don't think anything's
gonna happen.
You don't think anything's gonna happen?
No, they'd give her a talking to, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
They're not gonna send her to jail.
I mean,
I think she
wonder,
should.
I think it might depend on how good she is with her mouth.
You're right. You're right. Maybe the FBI comes to her door. Although...
See, chat, and people think I'm the mean one on this podcast. Paco's over here like, I don't want to... Paco over here like, I don't want to say anything bad about her, but her job is professional horror.
No, she
and
is!
And then Lumi's like, I bet she'd suck a dick to get out of it.
No, she would.
And then we go on Twitter and we're like, oh, Lumi and Akko are so nice. Mizu's corrupting their poor little souls.
I'm sorry. He's not far off, chat. He's not far off. That is how people treat Mizu sometimes, and I don't like it.
I genuinely don't understand why I'm the bad guy here.
No, I don't understand either. I don't know. Maybe you're just more... I don't know. I don't know how to infer that. Is Akko wrong? I'm not wrong. She is an OnlyFans whore. And I'm sorry to say it, but like if you are an OF girl, I have less respect for you. Because you like throw your nudes online. And that's very unrespectful in my... And maybe this is just a religious thing, but I just find it very disrespectful of your body. So I do have no respect for you. Sorry. Turn down my fan there. I don't know. I think she's very stupid, and the fact that she is an OF girl makes it even funnier. But anyway, circling back to Stellar Blade. So she says that she locks down everything. I have no idea if she has unlocked any of her stuff yet, but she is basically hidden from the internet. And maybe, hopefully, she just decides to stop doing what she's doing. Apparently, she's also a political streamer. Which,
yeah. She calls herself the biggest female leftist political streamer.
That's a pretty low bar to set, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. Pretty low bar.
Yeah, she already put like 30 different asterisks on her identity.
Oh man. Imagine being an OF whore and also saying that you're the top political leftist streamer on Twitch. That is... And I'm not saying that the left is full of whores, because the right is full of whores too. What's odd is all of the people on the right are gay. And now there's nothing against gay people. I think gay people are just fine. I'm just saying. A lot of people...
Sometimes you talk too much.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
One of these days you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
I know. Laura Loomer 2.0. I have no idea. Who is Laura Loomer?
She was Tire Girl.
Okay.
Don't ever come near me and me or my son's tire ever again.
I see.
It was a huge meme for a while.
Most OF girls really think that after their OF career they can delete their footprint. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you post your pictures on the internet, they're never coming down.
Yeah, chat's got the right of it. I'm a supervillain.
Don't get canceled. Don't worry. Listen, I'm gay too. They can't cancel me.
I'm bisexual.
I can say whatever I want. Well, yeah. But yeah, that was bizarre to me. She changed herself to Twitter HQ because someone was mean to her. Was that her?
I'll be right back real quick.
Okay.
Got you. Lumi's gotta go pee-pee.
I can't remember.
Dropping the deep lore on the chat.
I can't remember. But she was crazy. But alongside
Change yourself to Twitter, yeah. No, she was famous for, she clearly like hit a rock or something and popped her tire. And she went on Twitter and posted a bunch of pictures and was like, the left is coming for me and they've slashed my tires. And then somebody who was like an actual, what do you want to call it, mechanic came in and said, actually, it looks like your tire was really worn down and what probably happened is da-da-da-da-da, and gave like a professional mechanic explanation of it. And she sent some like ridiculous shit back, like, don't ever talk about me or my tire ever again. And that's where we got the meme of don't talk to me or my son's tire ever again.
That's funny. Acted creepy to young right-wing boys? That sounds about right.
Oh yeah, no, she was a super cougar.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's
Um,
she's a weird one.
That is weird. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Chat, if you're under 20 years old, don't talk to Laura Loomer. She'll groom you.
Oh goodness. But no, that
was a joke for legal reasons.
as a joke for legal reasons. That's a joke, chat. But
Fuck her.
I I think it's important to remind chat. This is all over a video game about a girl
With big titty.
with big titty and cute outfit. All right. And I guess some people could look on the outside in and say, why do people care so much about Stellar Blade? And Josh of the
It's
Farms.
because it was the first time in a long time that straight guys have gotten anything to eat. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I don't think that's the only reason though. I think it's just because
Look, the only time straight guys get anything to eat is when it's a gacha game. And look, as a connoisseur of gacha games, I can't only play gacha games all the time.
you need something that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg in order to enjoy.
Exactly.
Our titties aren't even that big by game standards. This is true. This is very true. I think the thing is that, like, we wanted a game that was appealing, that actually had an, like, hell, the last time we had a game like that was probably Nier. It was probably Nier. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yep.
Chat can prove me wrong, but I feel like Nier was the closest we got. And what's funny is the last time when we had a game like Nier, people liked to pretend. They liked to memory hold the fact that Nier was also lambasted and called horrible things by people that wanted to censor it. Those same people like, oh, I wish this game was like Nier, and it's just like, but it is. You guys are like disingenuous assholes. Like,
and then they tried to loop even further back, and they're like, well, what about Bayonetta? It's like,
like
you hated Bayonetta too.
Bayonetta's even worse, because Bayonetta's like overtly sexual because of just the kind of person she is, which I'm not complaining. I think that's really hot. But people complained about how when Bayonetta 3 came out, that whole thing was reignited. Although they reignited it by trying to say that Bayonetta was, you know, lesbian, and it's just like, okay, she probably is at the very least bi, because of how I see her flirt in games. I feel like these people are getting too heavy in their shipping, but I don't know. But this always happens when
She
you have.
definitely straight as an arrow.
I mean, she did get married to the dude. I heard. I haven't actually played Bayonetta 3.
She did. She has canonically gotten married and had a daughter with him.
Well, there we go,
Yep.
chat. She is canonically straight.
Or at least bisexual.
Yeah.
To continue shipping war, because we've already gotten a little off topic anyways, Honkai Star Rail is having a normal one today.
Oh yeah, I remember that. You want to take
So
this?
would you know how people do this person's color scheme is exactly why we know they're trans kind of thing?
Yes.
They did that with this character, except here is why it's extra dumb this time, like a level above even the previous times. Their reasoning is that she is a lesbian because she has 3 dots under her eye that are very similar to the lesbian flag colors.
Wait,
Really?
which character is this?
I think her name is Robin.
Robin. Okay, I was thinking about
Something like
March.
that.
See, for a second I thought you were talking about March 7th, because people say that March 7th is
Yeah,
trans,
they've been saying she's trans for a while.
which makes no sense.
But this character, she
For a
has
lot
like
of reasons.
3 little dots under her eyes that are like decorations. And they're saying those 3 dots are the lesbian flag colors, so clearly she's a lesbian.
That makes no damn sense.
It is the smallest detail in the world, and even in game, if you'd have to first get her character to really notice it, and then you have to like just zoom in and stare at it.
I need to see a picture of this girl.
Here, I'll see if I can find it real quick
I found it.
while you talk about. Oh,
I
you did.
think I found it. Yeah, there we go. Open a new tab. Okay, chat. Here, I'm just gonna full zoom on this. Is this girl a lesbian? Look at the dots, chat. Is this girl lesbian coded because she's got pink, white, and gold. You decide. I don't see it, honestly. I mean, what colors are that's because lesbians have their own flag, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, what color is it again? Is it like those 3 colors, period?
I think they're similar.
Similar.
But yeah, that is why she's a lesbian, those 3 dots. Nothing else.
These 3
Just
dots.
Those 3 dots.
Okay.
And people are freaking out because the Honkai Star Rail Reddit has banned all talk of shipping because of specifically this character.
Yes, I saw that. I didn't see the direct post. Oh, I think I did. I just don't have it on me. But there was a post where they were literally like talking about the game, fine. Talking about shipping, not fine. And everybody is losing their collective shit. And it's just like, you ruined it for yourself. I hope you know this. The only reason why they did this is because you made it that way.
Yeah, the specific rule is you can talk about things that are factually true within the game. Like, if there are 2 characters that have canonically dated, you can say these 2 characters have canonically dated.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do, like, all this, oh, so-and-so and so-and-so are secretly in a lesbian polyamorous relationship.
Oh, that's such
You can't do that.
Oh.
You can only do what is very explicitly mentioned in-game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also important to know, chat, is that Genshin Impact really is like the redheaded stepchild of Hoyoverse games, because the other 2 major games, Honkai Impact and Star Rail, don't have as bad of a community.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, what's interesting is, how long have you played Impact?
I didn't start playing Impact till it was a good bit in.
Okay, because I started playing it... Oh, chapter 33, I want to say. Yeah, chapter 33. And they were a good far bit, but they were like halfway through their previous like big arc of story. Honkai Impact 3rd has always been the chillest community ever. Like, they all say, no, yeah, the main characters are definitely gay for each other, but they don't make it like...
They are.
Like, yeah, we all know that, but, like, they're not gonna make it a big deal, you know what I mean? They're all just gonna, like, be cute about it, and then joke about it, but nobody's gonna, like, be like Genshin. And I think...
Oh, yeah, this drama is what spawned the Tectone controversy.
Oh, wait, really?
So this girl spawned the Tectone controversy because Tectone put out like a fucking tweet that said something along the lines of like, it was a really long, drawn out tweet that came off really creepy and like obsessive. But it was one of those things where I'd be like, okay, whatever, it's a joke.
It's Tectone.
What was funny was Tectone's audience freaked out on him, and his response was, guys, she's fictional. It's funny because Tectone has a video on his channel where he shits on another Genshin Impact creator because they like the lollies in Genshin Impact.
Oh, I
and he's
fucking
like,
hate
this
him.
is literally pedophilia. You can't like these fictional characters like that. So he's basically getting hoisted by his own petard, and he is very mad about it. He doesn't understand why people are holding him to the same standards he held others to.
That is...
You literally told your audience that they're not just fictional, and now you're mad that your audience is telling you they're not just fictional.
Yeah, that's really funny. That is the most blatant form of hypocrisy I feel like you could ever see. That is so bad. That is so bad. Holy crap. How did he not, like, say that and then think to himself, oh shit, that was a mistake.
He did it to himself. I'm not going to defend him.
No, I'm not either. I don't think he deserves any defense because of how he's acted in the past. I think that he deserves all of the hate that he gets. And you know what's crazy? It happens every single time to these people. They are super, super duper, like, hyper to one direction, being all about this when it comes to fictional characters and their own beliefs. And the moment they go slightly deviated to what they what they believe, these people eat them up, and I can't feel sorry for them at all. Not any bit. He's a grifter. He is a grifter. Yes, exactly. They're all grifters. Man, that is insane. The fact that it spawned from that is even more funny. But no, I mean, on the same lines of Genshin, Mizu, I saw you tweet about this, and maybe there should be a movement started about this, but I don't think artists should be drawing for Genshin anymore.
So anytime artists draw anything for Genshin, they get completely shit on by the community because they're shipping the wrong characters, or they're sexualizing an identity, or they drew them one shade off of what they're supposed to be. If I was an artist, I genuinely would not do anything for the Genshin community anymore.
Oh, I wouldn't either. What were you responding? Because I know you were responding to a specific artist that was getting flag.
They drew like a character who has like somewhat of an Egyptian theme to his like style and everything.
So he had slightly shaded, like he had tanned or Egyptian skin, basically.
Well, no, this was about his clothing. He had like slightly Egyptian skin. He had slightly like Egyptian outfit that was referenced from an actual like painting of Egyptian clothing. And they're like, you're sexualizing Egyptian people. You shouldn't do that. That's disgusting.
Okay, buddy.
I wouldn't do anything for the Genshin community anymore.
I wouldn't either. Again, I'm sorry, Mihoyo, or Hoyoverse, whatever you go by. Genshin is damaged goods. It was the Tanari artist. I saw that. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I think that if you draw for Genshin, that you are wading into your own, or not your own, but you're wading into a mess that you should not be wading into, because it is too dangerous. It is way too dangerous, in my opinion. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Like, I want to draw. I like learning about drawing because it's cool. I have a feeling that if I drew for myself, that people would get pissed off at me eventually because I didn't draw myself the way that they think I should be drawn. That is like, it's not really a fear, but it's just like something I know that would probably happen one day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like their community.
I don't like their community either. It's full of so many normies that are horrible. Actual Egyptians came in and told them they're stupid. Yeah, it reminds me of when the Cleopatra movie came out on Netflix, and then Egypt said we're suing Netflix. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah. Chad, if you don't remember, there was a Cleopatra movie that came out, and I think it was Will Smith's wife. It was either his wife or his daughter that was playing Cleopatra, and
no, it wasn't. It wasn't his wife or his daughter.
Was she directing it?
His wife directed the movie.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Okay, fair enough. And the main character was a black person, and I personally don't care. Like, if you're telling a good movie, whatever. But a lot of people were getting upset because in the promotional material, they were all like, "Oh, Cleopatra's black," and it's just like. A whole bunch of Egyptians came out and said, bro, you guys are wrong. And, like, I'm not one to tell people who is what race, but if the people that you're talking about are telling you that you're wrong, they're probably right. Probably. So, that was a big shit show a while ago. But, I don't know. I just... Don't draw for Genshin, period. That's the moral of the story.
Don't draw for Genshin, don't make content for it, don't, like, talk nicely about it. First off, it's the worst Hoyoverse game anyways.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand why people don't get this.
It is, quite literally, the worst Hoyoverse game. I don't get it. I don't see I saw the appeal when it first came out, but, like, now it is just so unfun. Like, the amount of time it requires for you to get a character from 0 to 90 is so boring. Not only is it boring, it's expensive. And you have to also get the weapon, which is expensive. And then you have to roll the relics with the proper roll that you want. That is expensive. It's just way too much time, in my opinion. It was a documentary, and their only proof was people. Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cryo. I remember that, but it's just crazy. I don't know. Don't draw for the Genshin community.
They're ungrateful and they're mean.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Yes, that's the moral of the story.
It's fine to like Genshin. It's not saying you can't like Genshin. It's just the community sucks, and I wouldn't want to be a part of it.
It does suck, which is why I will probably never stream Genshin again. I will probably only do the story and explore for like 10 minutes, and then never play the game again. Like, I'm only personally invested, because, like, here's the thing. I'm only personally invested in the Hoyoverse because I liked Genshin Impact, which was a great game. Genshin Impact quite literally made the last couple of years pretty fun for me. But I am so far not convinced that Genshin is of the same caliber of storytelling yet. I wouldn't know anything about grinding. Now back to Warframe. Warframe's different in my opinion. I feel like you're way more rewarded in Warframe than you are in Genshin, because in Genshin, like, there is
Warframe,
no...
you also know what you're getting.
Yes.
That's the big part. I think a lot of people forget, is in Warframe, when I go into a mission, I know what I'm leaving with, for the most part. With Genshin, you have to grind the exact same boss 100 times, and you might still not get what you want.
And you can't do it all in one sitting, because you have to...
It's time limited.
Yeah, it's time limited, and you have to wait for that stamina, which is so fucking annoying that they do that to you. But with Warframe, you can do the mission a million times, and you're gonna get what you want eventually. It's just... I don't know. I would grind again. I would grind Warframe account 10 times before I would willingly start up a new Genshin account. Okay. Even a Star Rail. No, yeah, Star Rail's like, what's funny is, I think we talked about this, but I feel like Star Rail has just like given so much shade to Genshin because of how much shit they give away for free. Like,
Hamachi.
My friends will try to get me back into the game because it is, on its face, way easier to grind in Star Rail than it is in Honkai Honkai Impact and Genshin. There's too many Honkais.
Well, it's also like something you have to keep in mind with Star Rail is because of the kind of game it is. I can go into like if I need to grind relics or whatever in Star Rail, if I've already beaten it once, I can just hit auto and let it do it for me.
Yeah.
Which is good when you have to do that same mission 100 times. In Genshin, you have to sit there and manually do it by yourself every single day.
Yeah. Without
any it's not that fun of a mission, and it doesn't give you that much reward.
No, I 100% agree. And one other thing that I just felt like was crazy is Genshin really doesn't have an end game, like a quote unquote end game. The closest thing you have is the Abyss. You can do, I believe, once a month. Chat, correct me on this, is how often it refreshes. And it's not even that fun. Like, I did Abyss, like, just to see how interesting it was for an endgame. It's so boring. So very boring to just do the Abyss. But, like, with Warframe, there's so many different endgame things that you can do to test out your mean builds. It's just like, yeah. Star Rail commonly has bonus... No, yeah, Star Rail is just, like, much better. Quit Genshin. Unless you're a normie, stay with Genshin. Nobody wants you in Star Rail. Star Rail is for cool people only, and you're not part of it.
Star Rail commonly has bonus events for materials and endgame nodes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I think Star Rail does worse than Genshin is character upgrade mats. And that's only because it uses the exact same system as Genshin. But that doesn't work as well in Star Rail.
I wonder if they're going to change it in the future so that you can get mats easier for those characters.
It would probably be a good idea.
It would. I agree. I definitely agree. I don't know how they would do it, but I do think that they should do that.
Because especially as it goes like longer and longer, I can't imagine as a brand new player getting a hold of like Sparkle or Adventuring. Because you're not going to be able to get any of the materials to actually level them up for, like, 50 hours.
No, yeah. can't wait till Nikke transforms itself more like Snowbreak containment. I don't know what that means.
Snowbreak is an FPS gacha game.
Okay.
That is unironically really fun.
Fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough. No, yeah. I don't know. I just think that Genshin is not only a bad game, but has bad people associated with it. But yeah, here, let me scroll back up to my notes. We were talking about Stellar Blade. I had a few other things to talk about with Stellar Blade. I wanted to talk about Josh's comments on it because I felt like it was important to talk about. If you want.
I did not watch Josh's comments, so you're gonna have to. I mean, I saw his ones on Twitter, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. So.
I did not watch his stream.
And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I felt like it was important to explain, because he did, in my opinion, he asked a question that I feel like normies would probably ask, and when it comes to Stellar Blade, because when you're looking on the inside,
he asked a question that made it seem like he didn't know what he was talking about.
This is I agree.
When he tries to put himself forward as being very knowledgeable on subjects like censorship.
Let me see if I can scroll up to it because I want to read it verbatim. I don't think he's blocked me because I read that he only blocked people that says TLDR me please, which I thought was funny. So all right, let's so Josh, if you don't know, is the owner of the farms, the Kiwi Farms, the evil Nazi horrible doxing far left website that hates everybody. And he was observing that Grums and a lot of people were upset at the censorship with Stellar Blade, and he basically said, why are people so upset with this game getting censored? It makes no sense to me. And, well, let me just read it. He said, can someone please explain to me why changing the loincloth of a woman in skin-tight clothes to be 2 centimeters wider is upsetting so many people? Now, to be fair, I can see how someone can take it both ways. I can definitely see how someone can say, bro, you're just advocating for censorship. And I can also see someone genuinely asking, why is this a big deal? But I feel like I just feel like he misses it, because, like, if you don't know, the farms is constantly under attack of being taken down because people don't like it. It is a place where people can freely shit talk about other people online. They also allow doxing, and even though I don't like doxing, it is legal, so they post it there, and it is something that takes part there. And so he constantly fights to keep the website up, and he is suing people to basically keep the site up. Because he believes, and as far as I know, the site itself is legal. So when he said, why do people care, basically, that this is getting censored, I think a lot of people were confused, considering that the guy that says, I believe that my website is legal and that should stay up, would ask that question. So a lot of people got mad at him over that, and he basically, he replied, what's funny is he replied to Kirsch, I'll be honest with you, I've heard her name pronounced differently.
Kirsch.
Is it?
You can just say Kirsch.
It's just Kirsch.
Who we all love here. We're all big fans of Kirsch.
Yes, we're all big fans of Kirsch. But he replied to her, which I thought was crazy, considering he hates VTubers. But he basically he TLDR'd this, saying the West has always had puritanical localization. The issue is false advertising, not censorship, and censorship of thought is appalling. So, like, I do
think it's important to clarify in that same thread, he basically says that it's not censorship to force a girl to cover up on a game, and it's like, no, it literally is.
Yes.
I don't know what you mean it's not.
I mean, I don't know if he's, like, getting... I don't know if he's, like, reading the legal definition, and maybe understanding of the legal definition is wrong, but I perceive censorship to be anything that is less than what the original is. When I personally think of when journalists are censored when they are trying to tell stories of war-torn countries, because the war-torn countries want them dead for telling their stories. That's what I think about with censorship. But I also believe that censorship is when you alter something from the original, like with Stellar Blade. And so, I think he was confused. I also think that when he received criticism for it, he tried to do the whole, oh guys, look, the only people that are complaining about this are weirdo incel guys that want to jerk off to anime girls all day. And that's not what this is. Like, when I look at the Stellar Blade censorship thing, I'm not looking at it from the mindset of, oh, just a bunch of guys that want to coom over a cute girl on the screen. I'm looking at it as people are trying to fight back at something that they dislike. And what they dislike is when somebody advertises something and then it comes out different, they're gonna get mad. And I feel like he missed that, personally. I don't know what I don't know why, but he missed that, and he got really mad on stream when people tried to bring that up with him. It was kind of funny. And so I don't know. It was just kind of crazy to see that he would say that. I don't know. Like, but he did bring up a point that I felt like was somewhat plausible. He said that if you feel like you were wronged and that it's false advertising, you should sue the company. And I don't know how plausible.
He either doesn't understand or doesn't care that it's a multifaceted issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is the company you'd have to sue is Shift Up, the one that made Stellar Blade. But nobody wants to do that because the censorship is coming from Sony.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I think somebody brought that up, that they don't want to sue the company, and he said, well, then you're screwed. You're shit out of luck. Go eat a dick, is basically the reaction that he gave them. Is like, okay, well, if you're not willing to actually do this, then go away. But it's just like, I just don't feel like it's being thought of in the right way.
Yeah, he's refusing to think of it in more than like just plain black and white.
And it's really sad because, again, people can get mad at me if they want. I feel like the Farms is a legal website. As far as I can see, there is nothing that is illegal on that website. They've even sued people to well, not sued. They have told people they will sue them if they don't retract defamatory statements of there being illegal stuff. So as far as I know, there's nothing illegal on the website. So I believe it has a right to exist because it is a legal website. And it's just really crazy that he thinks that. I don't know if he's just so jaded because anime. I mean, I feel like he's been jaded against anime for a while, but I don't know. I feel like ultimately it's going to erode support for him because I don't feel like he knows just how many people that like anime also
would support his side.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I mean, like, yeah,
The weebs are some of the biggest anti-censorship people right now, and when you alienate one of the biggest anti-censorship people because you don't like what they're interested in, you're losing a huge chunk of your support base.
No, I agree. I
don't know why he's insisting on shooting himself in the foot.
I just don't understand it. I just don't see it. Like, he's so used to suing. No, well, here's the thing. He's never sued. He's never really sued, period. He is getting ready to sue people if they don't retract their defamatory statements around it, which I do believe are defamatory. He has been sued multiple times, so he has only gone on the offensive once. But I think that he just thinks that that it can be sued with suing them, and I just don't think that's it. I think that the best way to get Sony's attention is to stop supporting them. I mean, a good thing that people were talking about doing is canceling their PSN, because that doesn't hurt Shift Up. That only hurts Sony, because Shift Up was paid for by Sony to sell and market their game. You can buy a physical release of the game and not have it be censored. So that's what people have been doing. I was just kind of surprised, though, that he had that take. He's just like, oh, you guys are just a bunch of coomers that want a game to jerk off to. And it's just like, bro, it's not like that. I understand that some of the guys that you're looking at that are championing this may not look the best to you, but that's not it. I don't know.
He's made a big mistake.
I agree.
And he's come off as somebody who doesn't know anything about censorship.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Because he tried to pull the censorship is only when government do it.
I disagree.
Which a lot of people just don't agree with that anymore.
No, yeah. So, I don't know.
Which doesn't even make sense for him, because he constantly complains about the banks and the ISP shutting him down.
Yes.
Those aren't government, Josh.
No, it's
So
very
if it's only when
one-sided.
the government do it, you're not being censored, right?
No, exactly. He's not being censored. When the banks debank you, that's not censorship, according to him. Are we talking about Noel? Yes, that's what we're talking about.
He's just annoying lately.
I have complex feelings about this. On one hand, the only recourse you have is legal action. On the other, you're making yourself look bad, making this battle you choose. I feel like suing is not always the answer to people's problems. I don't know. I just feel like in the situation of Shift Up, you really don't want to scare them like that to not give something, which is why people have been very careful. Because, like, I know that, and I don't think, I know that, like, game companies that are brand new like this, or that are not really brand new, they made Nikke, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that game companies, like, when they're trying to break out into the mainstream, they're very skittish. And I don't think they want to scare them away from that. But by the same token, they also want the product the way it was advertised. So when people are getting upset, they're not getting upset at Shift Up. They're getting upset at Sony for perpetuating this. And so I think that he's missing the mark of just where the aggression is being placed at, and it's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope just for their next game they don't go through Sony.
I hope not.
They shouldn't have from the start. It was a very dumb decision.
I think Noel even brought up that they probably didn't even need to.
They didn't. I genuinely do not understand why they did.
No, that's...
Because they had plenty money to not do it.
I honestly don't know why they went through Sony. Maybe they already had a deal or something in the works. I don't know. Maybe they provided money for the game beforehand. I don't know. But I am hoping that after this, they choose not to go through Sony for their next project, because Sony is not worth it. They just, like, ever since they moved to California, they've just not been worth it.
Also, I found this out while looking up stuff on Sony. Apparently their headquarters is technically still in Japan.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, I guess it's only there in name only.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, yeah. Yep. Devs should be allowed to put the game out. No, yeah, I agree. If the devs create the game, they
Gotta
should...
agree with chat. I, for one, love my corporate overlords.
Love my corpo overlords. People are volleying for censorship because they want a win at people they don't like. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, that's exactly, like, you see that all the time, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. But moving on from Stellar Blade, still talking about censorship. We're not gonna get too political, because we're not politics. But I feel like this is something that involves everybody. Chat, if you don't know, the House just passed a bill that is... How do I want to say this? They passed a...
It's the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act. And
There we
under
go.
the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, you can't... People would think it has to do specifically with Jewish people. It is very explicit that you cannot have any questions about the state of Israel. You cannot question the motives of the state of Israel. You cannot question why we send money to Israel. You cannot... Like, they made a part of the Bible illegal. They said that you can't ever speak the conspiracy that Jews killed Jesus.
And
I mean, technically they did. I've read the Bible 4 times. They did.
now chat.
The Bible has been labeled completely anti-Semitic now.
Chat, let's get technical here for a moment. As the missionary here, as the one who preached the gospel for 2 years, factually, if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, technically the Jews didn't kill Jesus. The Romans did. The Romans are the ones that killed Jesus. However, the Jews voted for him to die. Before the crucifixion happened, the Romans brought Jesus before the masses. They also brought a robber and said, "Here is your king. Who do you want?" And they voted for the robber. They wanted Jesus to be crucified. So technically, while a Jew didn't nail him to the cross, they voted for him to get nailed to the cross. So yes, I do believe that back then the Jews did
You're
kill.
getting too deep into the weeds on this.
I know, but it's just.
I bring this up a lot. This is not a discussion about anything about anti-Semitism. All that matters is that this is an extreme overreach on free speech and should have never happened.
Yeah, it's an absolutely horrible overreach, and like I don't understand why it's out. Like, I remember when Mizu first talked about it, I was just like stunned for 20 minutes. I couldn't talk the other day on stream. I was just mind blown that this was something that people voted on. Not only did because what's crazy is both political parties voted for it, and that like freaks me out, because when it kind of comically, whenever both parties vote for something equally, there's a problem. So I have a major problem with this because it flies in the face of the First Amendment. I will say that I don't think anti-Semitism is right in any means. I think that there should be, in general, you should be nice to everybody. I think that people should be fair and equal to people. But if somebody's being a dickhead, if somebody's being racist or anti-Semitic, that's part of the First Amendment. You just gotta,
you know it's bad when even Ben Shapiro is like, "This is fucking stupid."
Did he say that?
Yeah, he doesn't agree with it.
I'm...
MommaOcco had bet that Ben Shapiro would be fine with it.
I was actually betting that he would say that he was okay with it. Actually, I'm sorry, Ben, but
it's like there are certain things, like there's only
You
a
say
couple
really
things
dumb
that he
stuff,
agrees with
Ben.
it, but the majority he doesn't agree with because it violates free speech rights.
Okay.
And plus, like they are trying to tack it on with, I think, is it Title 10, I believe, where it's basically they're lumping it in with the Civil Rights Act, I believe.
That's wild.
Where, like, instead of like having it be broad terms, they're trying to include Jews with stuff. But a lot of the things that they added to that are too broad of a thing for them to,
It's
try to
hyper-broad.
implement in the law.
Hyper-broad. Again, it would make the
Chad,
Bible
I would
illegal.
like to point out the part of the law that I thought was the most hilarious because of how dumb it was. They included a section that says you cannot kill Jewish people. And I was like, that's murder. Murder's already illegal. Why do we need like a specific part for that?
Was it
I'm
legal
confused.
before? Like,
It was legal to kill them before? I didn't know that.
It-
Somebody should have told me.
I mean, I would have done it anyway because I think killing is wrong, but that's kind of funny that they had to add that in there.
I mean, it's just like how
Don't kill people
what was
ever.
it? There was another thing related to killing people that wasn't exactly illegal, but it's just a moral thing of don't.
Uh-huh. I mean, you can. Well, yeah, okay. Technically, you can do a lot of things. I don't recommend it because killing people will get you in trouble for quite a long time. But that's really funny.
This doesn't make it any more illegal than it already was. It was already illegal. Like, it's one of those things that I don't understand what the purpose of it was.
I mean,
Imagine like somebody, there was like, you're not allowed to steal stuff already, but imagine somebody added a law like you can't steal Toyota Camrys.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, why that specifically? Can we?
No, yeah, I agree. It's one of those things that really bothers me because the only outcome I can see from this is more anti-Semitism. because I personally don't believe in anti-Semitism, and I feel like most people here would agree with that. Hopefully everybody here agrees that you shouldn't be anti really anybody except for terrorists, I guess. But this is only going to make more people anti-Semitic. Hands down. It's definitely freaked me out and made me like weirded out. And I have absolutely no idea what it's going to do to people. I know it's probably going to create more division in the country than it already was. So I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. But with that being said, we do we do believe that Jews are still cool people. I don't think that that's like a contested thing. We still believe that Jews are cool people, as with all religions that are peaceable, and would hope that they seek a peaceable ways. I don't know.
It is a very bad decision.
It is.
Anyways.
It is. That's the politics chat. So Lumi, you would have more stock in this because you actually watched the did you watch the Quiet on Set film? I think you mentioned you did.
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. So you would know a little bit more about this film than me and Mizu. I do want to see it eventually. But apparently, Dan Schneider is suing the Quiet on Set producers for defaming him.
I don't know.
They talked about more about the other two pedophiles on Nickelodeon than Dan Schneider, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know he wasn't the only like zone-in interest, because he wasn't the only one that was really weird in Nickelodeon. He was just one of the, because like he's the whole reason why feet are like a big thing in all of their live action shows, right?
It's like Dan Schneider is weird, but he didn't touch children like the others.
Right. He just did the feet stuff. Was that him or was that somebody else that did the feet stuff?
That was him.
That was him?
That was him.
Okay. Okay. So he's suing them, I guess. I'm very curious to see how that goes. Because it's just funny with because like the thing is with everybody knew. Like if you ask some random people, they will probably know that Dan Schneider is kind of weird when it comes to the Nickelodeon stuff. And so I feel like everybody kind of already knew that he was weird when this documentary came out. So I really don't know what he's doing besides just trying to silence people that are trying to talk about what happened with Nickelodeon. I don't know. He only had pool parties? Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. I don't know how you feel about that.
There's a lot of weird shit that went on with Dan Schneider, and I don't fully believe that he is completely innocent. Didn't know the wrong.
No, I don't think he's completely innocent either. But like Chat said, I'm interested to see Discovery.
I mean, there's more stuff that they had to cut because it was too fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's so, like, I want to see everything.
How about, can you paraphrase some of the stuff they talked about? I know it's probably disgusting, but can you paraphrase just a couple of the things that they touched on?
Hold on, let me pull up the names.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to remember... Well, one Drake Bell came out and finally talked about his abuse that he suffered.
I remember that.
And oh my fucking god, it was fucked. It was so fucked.
He's responsible for the Foot Bros. I wouldn't say that.
He probably is.
He probably is. I'm sorry.
Just like Disney's probably responsible for furries.
Yeah, I believe that.
Fucking what's dude's name?
I'm gonna turn my fan on. Hold on.
Fuck. That's his name. Okay, this name. Unfortunate last name. Oh, but his name is Jason Handy.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
That's gotta be a rough one growing up.
Which one?
Jason Handy.
Which one was he?
Jason Handy was a, I think he was a producer for the Amanda show.
Oh gosh.
He was producer for all that, I believe, as well.
Uh-huh.
I just can't imagine growing up with the last name Handy.
I know.
I can imagine high school now.
Yeah.
Just
But
Mr.
this
Handy.
man, this man was arrested for having CP of multiple children from the ages of like 4
No. No.
like preteen. He had pictures, audio, souvenirs,
No.
and other stuff. He wrote this in his diary, just straight up saying that he is a pedophile.
that's rough, buddy.
And he was apparently very charismatic and stuff, and easy to talk to. And when he was arrested and sentenced, no one said anything to anybody. And he was only given, I think, 17 months.
Why
in prison.
17? 17?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, it's probably because there was no evidence that he had taken any of the pictures or anything.
And then afterwards, he was hired by Disney for the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. In the Sweet Life on deck.
Yeah, it came out with a lot of these that they were like, some of this stuff was known before it happened, and they still got hired for some reason.
They cannot have been that good of a producer. I'm sorry. Like,
No, apparently he was. Hold on here, because I don't feel like getting our stream sniped down by YouTube or Twitch, but I will copy and paste what he said in Shooting the Shit. Here you go.
I feel like we can paraphrase it a little bit.
I don't know how we can paraphrase that.
No, I actually can't. No, I read through that. That's hard to and I can't say that. That is disgusting.
And let's see.
Just no chat that he wrote down his affirmations for what he liked and how hard he liked it, and it's disgusting. Don't forget
And
Ezra
then
Miller. Yeah.
The man who assaulted Drake Bell was a man named Brian Peck.
Yes.
Not related to Josh Peck.
No. Thank God.
And what got me fucked up in this documentary is that when, like, he would host pool parties and stuff for, like, the kids on set and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And when Drake was looking at the garage and stuff, and he was, like, you know, younger. And he was describing a painting that was in this garage. And it was of a clown. And I was just like, please don't fucking tell me. He got this painting signed by his friend, fucking
John
Wayne Gacy. Yep.
Who's
His friend, John Wayne Gacy.
I know that name, but I don't know what he did.
He was a murderer. He was a serial killer, Akko. He's one of the most famous serial killers in America.
Oh, okay. Was he known by like a special nickname, or was he just?
Pogo the Clown.
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember that.
Very famous, Akko.
Yeah.
I don't really study serial killers a lot, but fair enough.
It's
Wow.
like John Wayne Gacy, he inspired fictional characters such as Leatherface. Fucking what other killers did John Wayne Gacy?
We probably shouldn't go down the history.
No, don't go down the
Anyway.
history. I
But
had
yeah,
no idea who he was.
Brian Peck, separated Drake from his father because his father was super protective, and he was like, I don't trust this man. And when he made his concerns known, people called him homophobic because he was a gay man. He's like, maybe you don't like him because he's gay. And he told his ex-wife that he does not want Drake to be around Brian Peck alone.
Wow.
And after Brian had completely convinced Drake that, you know, his dad was the reason why he's gonna be like held back from acting roles and stuff, Drake said, hey, I want to go live with mom now. He successfully separated him from his protective parent. His mom didn't give two shits about anything that her ex-husband said.
Wow.
And would let Brian Peck pick up Drake from her house for auditions and, you know, other shit. And she didn't care. He would be gone from like 8 a.m. till like 2 a.m. the next day, or even overnight or multiple nights over at Brian's house. And the only reason why he managed to escape from there after being abused is that his girlfriend at the time, her mother, managed to figure out just by how he was acting that he was abused.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it was thanks to his ex-girlfriend's mother that this was not right.
Wow. Mm.
And just, yeah, it's like Dan Schneider is fucking weird, but he didn't sexually abuse children. He got creepy,
Hopefully.
but as far as we know,
I hope not.
well, there are rumors, this isn't confirmed, that he was the reason that Amanda Bynes got pregnant and had to have an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not confirmed because Amanda hasn't come out to say anything about it yet.
She likely never will.
Nope.
Anyway, he's suing the producers of that film. I hope he knows what he's getting into. Mr. Footman? Nothing wrong if you like feet. I don't like him.
He just liked it a little too much with children.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm wondering why, like, because all of these people have had bad experiences with all of these producers and stuff. Well, not all of them, but like, you know, a good
a
lot
lot of them.
But I wonder why or what they have on Ariana Grande that she hasn't said anything. Especially after Jeanette McCurdy came out with her book.
Oh, you're right, because is she Disney or is she also Nickelodeon?
She is Nickelodeon.
Oh.
Well, you have to think, some people were likely on the top of the pile and some people were on the bottom.
Well,
It's very likely that...
Jeanette said in her book that they treated Ariana Grande way better than her. Like, extremely better than her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta reread the book.
We don't have to continue. But Dan Schneider's suing them. I hope he doesn't win. Like, fuck him. Fuck the entertainment industry. Honestly, I'm glad it's dying.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
like,
gosh.
A kid should not be in entertainment,
No.
in my opinion.
Kids should not be on the internet. My personal opinion.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea.
Okay. Trying to find something that we haven't talked about that can be a little bit more lighthearted.
Nijisanji.
Let's.
Which you skipped over, and I don't know why you did to go into this. Because you didn't tell either of us about this.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
Yeah, it's fine.
So,
Yeah,
Niji...
no, chat. Nijisanji did a 200 IQ, and it came out from one of their livers that they offered to do their livers' taxes as long as their liver would allow Nijisanji to hold back some of their money to pay for the tax expert to do it. And then the liver got a message from their government 2 years later that for the last 2 years their taxes hadn't been done, and that they would now owe interest on their taxes because they hadn't done them. And then they contacted Nijisanji and like, hey, my government said my taxes weren't done. Can you like sort it out with them because you guys did it? And they're like, oh no, we needed your money to do our taxes, not your taxes.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Apparently she had to liquidate most of her assets in order to pay off the interest of the taxes to the government. So that's fun. This is why people say Nijisanji's a black company. They're not good people.
And yet people still stick with them. And this is something that I don't understand. Maybe somebody can help me understand it. Why is it that these Nijisisters are willing to stick with a company that is constantly hurting talents that they apparently love? And when those talents leave for whatever reason, because I'm pretty sure that before Doki left and before Mint left and all these other people that have bad experiences and moved on from Niji, I'm sure that all of these fans liked them equally in some respect. And then as soon as they leave, these fans are like, oh, they were always a horrible person. We always hated them. Like, why are they giving more fealty to a company that they don't even see? Like the talents are the faces of the company. Why are they giving more love to a faceless brand than to the people that they apparently love? I don't understand it. Like, I don't give that same love to any company. If a company fucks up, like if Digital Extremes came out tomorrow and did some really shitty stuff with like pay to win stuff, I would not be supporting them at all. Like I don't know why I don't know. I'm gonna... Somebody help me understand. I need help understanding. They love the brand, but the brand is like useless without the VTubers. Like without...
They're just dumb. There's nothing you can really say about it. They're just dumb people. Sometimes you have to let dumb people be dumb people.
I guess. People call me dumb
Then
and I
there
can't even
was
understand it.
Nijisanji had 2 different events. They had a concert, which was right next to one of Hololive's concerts, and it looked really poor. It was a very poor showing, chat. It was just a big screen. Nobody really showed up. They charged 3 times the price of Hololive's concert.
And nobody showed
Hololive's
up.
concert was like $40. Nijisanji's was $120 per ticket. So that probably influenced people not showing up.
Maybe.
And then they did a meet and greet, but they didn't have a desk to put because with a VTuber, when you do a meet and greet, it's in front of a screen, obviously. But they didn't have a desk to put the laptop to hook up to the big screen on, so they just put a chair beside the big screen and put the laptop on that. But they were too cheap to get a longer cable for the laptop so it could reach the screen. So they had to stack up a couple chairs so the laptop was high enough off the ground to connect to the screen.
I saw that. And what's funny is the person that made the tweet showing off her thing came out and said, you guys can't attack them because of what I show. And it's just like, yes, we can. We can gladly say how shitty that experience is, even if you apparently had a good time. Because it looked shitty.
It was very funny, chat. I thought it was hilarious.
It was very hilarious. I don't get it. They had 2 chairs. Yeah, they had 2 chairs for their computer. It was really funny.
$1 million company, chat. Please understand. Not that much money to do this stuff.
The personal impact is negligible. All right, chat. Negligible. And that's what they bring
one
up.
more Nijisanji thing, but I forgot.
The false.
Nijisanji basically blackmailed a convention called WeebCon to get to either remove false ID from the event or convince him to delete a tweet that was making fun of them.
So was it actually Niji or was it their fans? Because I heard it was the fans.
It was Niji.
Was it? Okay, that's funny.
It was Nijisanji specifically threatening to pull out talents and tell Japanese voice actors not to go to their convention.
And what did he say? Because like I don't
remember what
follow
False said. I don't care what he said.
Nobody here cares about what he says, but he said something silly, something about Nijisanji, because he's on the shitting on Nijisanji train, which is, you know, fair enough. Everybody can kind of do that because it's funny to do. But he said something, and they lost their minds. And so because they lost their minds, the event coordinators for this con messaged him and says, "Hey, I hate to do this, but can you remove the tweet? Otherwise, they're gonna try and cancel us." It's so dumb that they would do that. They got clipped from the roster because of it. Yeah, no, like Ninji's imploding in real time, and it's super duper funny. He didn't take the picture, someone else did. Oh, that's even funnier that he didn't even take the picture. Was he even part of the convention then? I have absolutely no idea, like, how he was related to this. I just know that there was a cutout of him at the convention, and they got pissy.
They wanted him to delete the tweet. He made a joke tweet, and the problem was the tweet.
That is funny. Oh my goodness, that's super duper funny.
But
imagine that.
Just one of those things that it shows Nijisanji is sus as fuck and willing to do just about anything for, like, the smallest amount of attention, which is weird.
That is hyper hilarious.
Genuinely don't understand why they have such a problem.
I can't wait in 50 years until we get the book of the CEO, where he talks about all of the problems that he had with Nijisanji. W Nijisanji? How is it a W?
Because they're shitting on false.
Oh, fair enough.
That's the joke.
Fair enough. I mean, like, you know, it's fair play. And I don't really like to align myself with someone like False, but that was kind of funny to see that he got them that ass mad. He wasn't even there? No, he wasn't. That's the funniest part. He wasn't even there. Wasn't even there at all. It was really... I don't know. This is... I meant with. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So this is a little thing. We have a couple little things left over. So, limited run games. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Limited Run Games is a company that, do they produce niche video games, or what do they produce
They
mostly?
produce physical copies of games that did not have physical copies.
Okay, so basically mostly
Indie only releases typically.
Okay, so they are an indie release studio for the most part, and they do physical copies of games. Do they do what kind of physical releases are we talking? Are we talking about just computer?
A physical copy of a game.
Okay, yeah, but what platforms?
The platform the game was released on.
Okay, fair enough.
They physically cannot do anything else legally.
Okay, so like if it released on the Switch digitally, they'll release a Switch copy of it or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that's what I was confused about. So, if I remember correctly, this company, Limited Run Games, has been in scandals before, with, I think, low quality merchandise and firing one of their, I think it was, their social media lead for something that they said in the past, and, they got a lot of flack for that. Well, they're getting flack again, because it came out that the discs that they were printing the games on were, I can't remember what the specific name
They're
of the
not
disc
up
was.
to standard.
They're not, so they're just not high quality or good enough to
They're
really
not
use.
high quality. They are not up to the basic standard required of a physical disc.
That's funny. Oh man.
There's no reason to like get into the technical because only like a tiny percentage of people in chat are gonna understand the technical.
Fair
They
enough.
were not up to the quality of a physical game disc.
Okay. They also worked with one studio that produced a game akin to a worst Zelda game. Really? Okay. And so people are saying that they're scamming them by doing that. And
The reason they're saying they're scamming them is because the discs are not up to basic game quality. They will not run on most hardware.
right, which is pretty bad in my opinion.
So you are buying a physical copy of a game that you cannot play because it physically will not run on the hardware.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think they should probably change that. They cheap out. Yes, it's cheap shit. Excuse me. It's that time of night for me. It looks like. Yeah, they were cheaping out on shit, and people called them out, rightfully so. And yeah, that's pretty much them. I know nothing else about them except for the previous controversy that I saw them in. I don't know of anything else that like if they have a history of doing this, but
They have a lot of controversy in their past.
do they? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, they're pretty bad. It sounds like. So this was kind of this one's kind of a little thing. Apparently, Kenji is having problems with his YouTube channel. I saw this today. And he says
Couldn't
this
have happened to a nicer person.
now. I'll keep my mouth shut on that. I've already said enough tonight. He says it's for reused content. And when people ask him what that means, he thinks that it is because of his channel or his content. I don't necessarily believe that. When YouTube slaps you with reused content, and I know there's a couple clippers in the chat, and you guys probably know the reused content slap that they give you. But if YouTube slaps you with reused content, it's typically because you are re-uploading content that they perceive that does not belong to you, and they typically demonetize you for that reason. His VODs probably, yeah. So it is, as far as I know, Kenji does reaction streams along with his other content. I believe he does regular, games and stuff, but I believe he also reacts to other stuff.
The most high quality kind of content.
Yes.
Reactions.
Pretty much. I would say a couple steps below drama reaction, but basically he's getting upset that they are saying that his channel isn't eligible. In my personal opinion, if your whole gambit is just reacting to stuff and then uploading it as videos, you should expect that YouTube is probably going to say that you aren't allowed to monetize, because technically it's not your content. And they have every right to say we don't feel comfortable monetizing to you. So,
I really don't think it should be your only kind of content.
No.
It's fine to react to something every once in a while if it's in your wheelhouse.
Oh, I agree.
But if 90% of your streams are reaction content, you're not making real content.
No, I 100% agree. Like what we do when last week we watched the Legal Mindset video. That's within the purview of what we do. But if you're just constantly reacting to things all the time and then re-uploading it on YouTube, that doesn't work. Now, it could be seen as fair use depending on how you do it, especially with how fair use is handled these days. But YouTube...
No, it'd likely be fair use no matter what.
Yeah. I would say that it is probably fair use because of how fair use is handled.
Don't get into the weeds on it.
Fair.
We covered this.
Right.
It's fair use. We're good. Next
Right.
thing.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I just think it's funny that he of all people is getting upset for that.
He is, because he can't see his content as anything other than the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna stick with that.
And he is. Mm-hmm. He is.
What happened?
But yeah.
Oh, the apologizing girl.
Oh yeah, I wanted to cover her as well.
The volley apology.
Yeah. Do you want to take care of that? Because I know that you saw that, and
I ain't reading all that.
well, we don't have to read all of it, but we can talk about it.
She wrote an essay. I ain't reading all that.
It's like, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to you.
Chat. Here's your tildeer. This Carmilla girl posted a video where she had her model dancing to Lollygod Requiem, which, for those of you who don't know, is a Lolicon song, specifically about Mesugakis. And somebody found clips of her in the past talking about another VTuber named Shondo, who has a lolly model, and she basically said that she was a pedophile and her followers were pedophiles.
Mm-hmm.
So people were dunking on her for like, okay, so you're dancing to Lollygod Requiem, but you're calling lolicons pedophiles. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
So she basically wrote a huge essay apology about how she, over the years, has had a change of heart on things, which I think is fine.
You think is what?
Like I said, my problem with her thing was, I think it's perfectly fine for her to change her mind. The problem was she had never, like, made it publicly known that there was an actual, like, change of heart here. It was just kind of looked like, then I called you pedophiles, now I'm saying it's completely normal and using it for clout.
Uh-huh.
You have to have the midway point there, or else people are going to look at you poorly.
Oh, I agree. I think a lot of people are saying, hey, we forgive you for this because of that. And I think that's entirely fair. If she's like, I'm not like this anymore, I think that's pretty good. I don't know. I guess time will tell if that's actually the case. You know, sometimes people only do it to say it. But I don't know. She semi-blamed her behavior on an old friend. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Saying that.
The thing is, I don't doubt that though, because we see it with VTubers all the time. People are like, "Oh, you need to say these certain things, and it'll really push you forward in the algorithm."
Oh no, I agree. You see this happen multiple times with VTubers. I just find it kind of funny that that's how she wants to say it, basically. The only reason she changes her mind because she was clout chasing off of Vidal and Neuro. I don't know. It's one of those things where, chat, it's up to you to forgive her and give her another chance. Somebody said, I'm a forgive but not forget. I would say that that's fair. I would say that's definitely very fair.
You don't have to like them.
No, I'm not saying you have to like them at all.
I definitely think it's one of those things where after the apology, you probably shouldn't just like constantly bring it up. Like,
No.
I don't think your apology's real, so I'm just gonna constantly say it wasn't.
No. Yeah.
That's just gonna make you look bad.
Mizu is wrong. Camilla was questioning how Fallen Shadow has a platform for joking about have huge tits when she's flat-chested. What? I'm confused.
Chat, we're given the generals. We're not like getting into specifics. She even says like in her own thing that she'd considered the content pedophilic.
Mm-hmm. VTubing is going the way.
She said something shitty, she apologized. Take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much, in my personal opinion.
It's not something I want to like hold her to the fire over. There's much more important people to deal with.
Oh, I agree. I think that it's one of those situations where, all right, cool. Now make your actions count, you know? Show that you actually mean what you mean. I'll wait to see if she's authentic. Exactly. That's how people should take it. And if she's authentic, celebrate it. Is this Crimbo? No. No.
Nobody cares about Crimbo.
As far as I know, he has not done anything worth talking about recently. He's not celebrated doxing.
exists.
Yeah. Her apology versus Kenji's is night and day. I agree. There's like a psychoanalysis.
Everyone knows Kenji's wasn't a real apology, and I'm gonna hold to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know I just said, like, you could take it or leave it on the apology thing. Kenji's is literally one line, and it's got a meme under it.
Yeah.
That's fake as shit, dude.
Like, that's not how you apologize to some, like, yeah, it's not how you apologize. I had to take multiple lessons in humility when I was a child. If that's how I apologize, my mom would smack me and say, try again.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't work, in my opinion. Speaking of which, Sayu, is she still protected? I think she still is.
Yes.
But I got in to follow her before she did that, so I see all of her tweets.
I did too. I feel bad for her still. I feel like she'll be better. She just needs time.
Well, because his followers aren't stopping.
No.
Even they said they don't believe him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kenji's apology was a, I don't want to get sued kind of apology. Exactly.
I feel like it's even less than that. Because,
It was a bare minimum for sure.
yeah. And I do agree with you, Mizu. I don't think she should have accepted it. I wouldn't have.
If I was her, I would have publicly said, yeah, not try again. That's all I would have said. I would have, like, quote tweeted it, and I would have said, yeah, try again.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
get
don't
why
know.
she did, because she is a lot more business-minded, I guess.
Oh, she definitely is.
But I'm be petty as shit and throw him under the bus.
Very fair. I probably, well, actually not even probably, I would have been petty about it as well. Oh, yeah. He's gonna throw hella shade at her. Oh, I believe it. Probably.
I mean, hey, maybe the whole channel demonetization thing is just karmic justice.
I believe it is partially, yeah. She's 500 subs away from a silver play button. Everybody go follow Sayu. She's pretty close.
Get her
Pretty
to
damn
those
close.
subs.
I think she did. Wasn't she one of the ones that lamented about how she made that achievement and she didn't even get to see it in person?
Yeah.
A little, yeah.
Yeah, so she deserves it, chat. Excuse me. Help her get dat special sub. Ooh, excuse
Alright,
me.
chat. I think that's all we really had for tonight.
The only other thing was Warhammer, but that's kind of boring in my opinion.
We covered that last week.
Yeah, I
Hasn't
think,
really changed.
yeah. The only thing that's really changed is has Henry Cavill is pissed off about it, and some people think he's not going to help out with the Warhammer show if they continue with this. Which, if I was him, I wouldn't, personally.
The only real
I
thing to
mean,
come out with
depends.
the
Oh, go ahead.
Warhammer thing is that the CFO, the chief financial officer, sold all of her stock.
Yeah,
And then somebody immediately bought all of it. Which looks sus as fuck.
chat, you want to talk about a vote of no confidence? When the person that manages the finances for the entire company decides to dump most of their stock options in it, and then also says, by the way, I'm leaving soon, I would sell all of my shares in that company immediately.
It's also unclear who bought it.
Like, holy crap. Like,
Because
I don't know.
the thing is, it was bought in very, like, mass quantities back.
Uh-huh.
Which means, at most, 2 or 3 very wealthy people bought all of her stock.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to play it off like, oh no, it was normal people buying the stock. Like, just they wanted to get in on it because the price dropped a little bit. You know, they wanted to buy the dip or whatever. It's like, no, it looks like there was some insider trading going on.
Oh, I agree. You sell hard or follow Nancy Pelosi? Exactly, chat. here is your financial advice for the day. If you ever want to make a butt ton of money off of stocks, just buy whatever Nancy Pelosi is buying.
Also, to clarify, FBI, I said it looks like insider trading. I didn't say it was. I said it looks like it to me personally. That is an assumption and an opinion.
It's an opinion, is not a statement of fact, because I do not have any facts on me.
Exactly. It is an opinion based on what I have seen. So don't try and sue me or anything.
Excuse me. I don't know if they would sue you. I don't know. I heard that when it comes to the FBI or the feds, they only come after a person when they're 100% sure they got them. So I think you'd probably be fine.
I'm making a joke. You don't gotta read too much into it.
I know. Sorry. That's just me. I apologize. That's all I've done tonight is read too much into things. Chat.
Tinfoil hat protects me from the FBI. No,
Amen.
that protects you from the 5G signals. The FBI will still come for you. And they'll flashbang your dog.
They'll flashbang your dog, and it will be an Asian's fault.
Isn't he like Malaysian or something?
Yes. That's still Asian, right? I'm pretty sure it is.
It's in the region.
Okay.
But did you have anything else you wanted to cover?
There was, the only other thing I thought of is there was that one game company that issued an apology for adding jiggle physics to their game, and then doubling down
the
and
farming
calling...
thing?
Yeah! I didn't read too much into it, but I guess there was a game company who joked around the idea of adding jiggle physics to their video game. Everybody, every woke person got mad at them. They issued an apology. People said, you don't have to apologize. And they're like, no, we have to apologize. Chuds, shut up and let us rule our game. And it's just like, okay, nobody's gonna buy your game then.
Because you've already pissed off the side that never forgives, and then you have actively spit in the face of the people who were like, we can forgive you, it's not that big a deal.
You piss off the people who don't forgive, and you piss off the people who don't forget. Both of them, you shouldn't, yeah.
What game was that? I don't want to say any game names because I don't remember.
It is a farming game, to my knowledge. I don't actually know what it's called. I just remember they issued an apology.
And they shouldn't have.
Nope, never apologized, chat. Look at what happened to us.
They definitely shouldn't have doubled down.
Yeah. Do not immediately double down after somebody calls you out. Burn that SSS, exactly. Chat, do you have anything that you want us to talk about briefly? It's only been about a 2.25 hours, so you can give us something you want to talk about for a minute or two. Lumi, did you have anything?
No, nothing that wouldn't be a little too spicy for this podcast.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You had something that was too spicy for the podcast and you didn't tell me earlier? I'm offended.
I mean, I'll type it in shooting the shit.
I was gonna ask. Type it there, we'll,
Under my white woman simulator? I found while scrolling Steam.
I only doubled down. I'm right, everyone else is wrong. Exactly, chat. Oh, goodness. Then we got her fins. Mizu, I'm gonna let you decide on that one.
Decide on what one?
What Lumi posted.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
This one's probably for another stream.
You're gonna talk about that with Proctor, aren't you?
That's probably for the Proctor one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll let Proctor handle that.
I think that one would get too opinionated too quickly.
It would.
Yeah.
It would. Disney's hiding comments to the Mufasa movie. Yeah, that's right. There's a new Mufasa movie that doesn't need to exist. And
After the Lion King remake, which also didn't need to exist.
and they're hiding comments about it. And fun fact, chat, it comes out the same day as Sonic 3. So don't go see the Lion King movie. Go see the go see the Sonic movie, because the Sonic movie is going to be 10 times better.
I don't understand why they keep like the Lion King movie didn't do well.
No.
I don't understand why somebody was like, let's just make another one. I just don't get it.
I don't understand it. I want to know where they're getting all this money from. Like, I wish I had that much money to burn. I wouldn't, I would actually invest in things that actually matter. I'd invested in axolotls and paying off my debt. Just give me
I'd invest mine in Cunny Coin.
Oh gosh. I wonder if that's a coin that actually exists.
It probably does.
I mean, don't forget, there's that. Just dipping my fingers into the chichel. There's that university that's just abbreviated as Cunny.
That's right.
And I still don't know what tweets are real and what tweets are fake. Cunny comrades, come join the pro-Palestine encampment. It's like, why would you call them Cunny comrades? Why did you use that phrasing?
Chat, raise your hand if you're a Cunny comrade. Are you part of the Cunny comrade alliance? I don't know what you would call that. A Cunny comrade.
Cunny comrade.
The Cunny comrades. That should be what your fans are called.
The Cunny comrades.
The Cunny comrades.
Man, we need a remake of the Shadow the Hedgehog game. That was my shit when I was a kid.
You like shooting a submachine gun as a little black hedgehog?
Dude,
why's he gotta be black?
Because Shadow is black.
Why's he gotta be black?
Because they made him black. I'll say black and red. Cunny's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I think it's pretty damn funny. I used to hate that word, but I don't care anymore.
And all of their tweets, it's impossible to tell if it's written by somebody who knows what the other meaning is or who doesn't. Because some of them they're worded way too weird for it not to be somebody who's in the know.
Do you think that some of these people are intentionally doing it just to fuck with people?
Yeah.
That would be so
also
funny.
It's the City University of New York. I know normally we don't add the letters for small words like of and the. Just put the O in it. CUONY.
I know it would have ruined the meme, but I do agree.
I'm trying to help them. I don't get it.
There's
you
no
think
helping.
Somebody by now would have seen their social media and been like, maybe we should either spell out the name of the school or maybe we should include the O.
There's no helping them. They know what they're doing? I don't think so.
Why is Tim trying to get me in a Nazi uniform?
Would you do it?
If you're in a Nazi
Yes.
uniform.
Why do you care?
I'm just asking.
Someone told them to make that name for a reason. I don't think Cunny existed back when the school was first erected.
It definitely wasn't. Cunny, as far as I can tell, is from the 70s or 80s.
Really? It's that old?
Yeah. It's an old university.
Wow. No, I'm talking about the word Cunny, like cute and funny. Isn't that
Oh, I don't know.
I figured that was a 2010s term. I could be wrong though. Could be wrong. But I think that unless chat has anything else to suggest, that's probably where we're gonna end it. I mean, we talked about it. Again, chat. And I don't wish for pain and suffering on people, but nobody has decided to lose their shit. And, so, you know, covering these tiny topics are always fun because we get to unwind a little bit more. Somebody will be stupid eventually, and then we'll just spend a whole episode on them.
Apparently the Lion King remake made 1.6 billion, so there goes my hope for the future.
I mean, sure, it made that much money, but I don't feel like they're gonna make that much money with the Mufasa movie.
It hurts my soul.
I feel like that was the last movie of theirs to make that much money. Curry mentioned somebody got caught being a sex pest. I know nothing about that.
We'd have to read into that.
Another.
We don't cover those situations lightly.
No, we are 110% serious about that. So if somebody is a sex pest, we have to investigate it before making an opinion. And we don't make opinions about them on Twitter, unless it's extremely funny to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're solid.
I think we're solid too. I think so. Yep.
Also, just to leave chat with some cursed information.
Uh-oh.
For those of you who didn't get to play Y2K, also known as Yik, the very famous postmodern RPG, they are currently making a second one, and the demo is free on Steam.
Woot.
So if you really want to play Y2K, the second one, look up Nameless Psychosis on Steam and enjoy the pain and suffering the rest of us had to put up with.
Oh, here's a one thing from me to leave you guys with. For those of you who like Kirsha and stuff, if you want to go download her Dojin, it's available to download on her website.
I read it.
Pago's already fapped to it.
I have not. Shut up. I was at the computer. There's no way I had that much ability.
What do you mean? That's normally where it happens.
It doesn't take that much energy to do that. But yeah, the website, you can now download it because there's so much traffic to the site earlier that they had to disable downloads.
That's right. They did. But yes, she does have a Dojin. It's a cute story.
Don't you freaking dare. Do you guys want me to play Yik on stream?
Do it.
What's it about?
We'll talk afterwards.
Okay.
Do you two both not know what it's about?
Nope.
No.
You are in for a treat.
No.
You could tell most of the chat knows.
I'm afraid.
Chat wants to know if the Cursed Dojin is good.
I thought it was decent. I thought it was decent. I'm not gonna spoil what it's about. I don't know if it's actually her lore, because I don't really know that much about her lore, but I did think that it was a cute story.
She read it for the plot, guys.
Yes, I read it for the plot. I have no hands? Exactly.
Mizu, I hate you. Ow,
indeed. Be not afraid. Exactly, chat. Needed to be longer. I mean, listen, here's what I'll say. If you want it to be longer, give her more money. If you want, like, an entire, 50-page spread, give her money.
Fuck you, pay her.
Go make her a grifter so that you can get yourself a Cursed Dojin that is very long and very full, I guess. I was trying to make a silly joke, but I died. But no, it was decent. I'm not getting out of... Anyway, I have a closing song, chat, and so I will set it up. I like this song. It's a decent song. Alright. Do either of you two have anything else you want to say?
I got
No.
nothing.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow, chat. We have a very, very, very special collab coming tomorrow. We're playing Helldivers with a cool person, and you'll find out more about who they are tomorrow. Until then, have a good one, chat. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Have a good.
Maybe you've heard about me all in the news today. I'm kind of legendary in the most destructive way. I have a secret hideout. I've got the fancy swords. I've got a bone to pick with all generic demon lords. Open a dictionary, turn it to mastermind. You'll see a picture of me with my other bros in line. I'll burn your village and I won't even look behind. I need not be kind.
You know why?
I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across, I'm the boss.
Of a whole nother castle. Ain't no princess inside. Ain't nobody gonna come and find me. I got mad reptilian pride. If you wanna step in my kingdom, I get a real nice surprise. Ain't nobody see me coming.
Even if you got special eyes.
Even if they gotta run up on me, I got tricks and traps and bait. If they got big plans for later, but that I'm your gonna be late. I got a personal private army made out of a bunch of mice and rabbits and foxes. Now isn't that so very nice?
Why must I sit here and explain? Now we're gonna take control.
Everyone who roll on me get thrown upon the ground.
'Cause we don't mess around. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. And just in case I didn't get my point across.
Will somebody put out that racket? If there's trouble, you're about to attract it. G-Cash, my moves is so practiced. Like a phantom, watch while I smash this. Fly honeys to my room like it's tragic. Don't make wave, silence is magic. If there's a fever, I'ma damn well catch it. If there's a record, I'ma damn well scratch it.
Yo, check out my mad flows. Not this minion, gingerbread cornrows. Everyone here knows I'm the Nero. Stop 1, 2, 3, 4 hero.
Rolling, don't even need a step. I engineer beats like Emotep. Players run when they see me on a mic check. I got spikes that'll make a dude's life wreck.
Hey ladies, I'm Steffi. Give me your digits, phone getting heavy. I'll pick it up, we can see where we start. I might just break your heart. Ain't never easy, being lazy, but I get by.
I'm in my element when I make a baby cry.
If you ever try to cross me, there'll be hell to pay.
So stay out of my way.
You know what? Don't. Cause
I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm very,